Hey everyone, I figured I would show you a deck video today. I got another one of my decks done. Well, I guess it was done, but I guess I just got more stuff for it. But it would be my Gishki deck. I really like this deck actually. It's probably one of my more primary decks, and I've been running it since they came out. I don't know, I shouldn't say that, but since the second part of the deck came out since last year in Arsenal 6. They're probably my second favorite deck next to my Heraldric Beast deck. They're very fun, and more than anything, I think they're a very flexible deck. There's several different ways you can make them and play them. I think they're very interesting and really interesting meta type. I really like decks that are very interesting meta type, I guess you could say. So, but it's my Gishki deck. There's nothing really too different about it, but I figured I'd share it anyways. So. I'll start off with one Gigas. Just a level 10, really good card. I personally like him if you combine him with Gishki Chain. That way you know you can set up the top card for his effect. So, not really going to explain the effects much. I'm just going to go through the cards, make this a quick video. I'm expecting most people to know what the cards are by now. Double Ogre. And then double Leviathan. As you see, I don't really run, and that's pretty much all my rituals. I don't run any level 6s. I kind of run the 4 8s and the 10. It's kind of a bill. I find it more easier to kind of stick with one. If you're going to run Gishtis with all 6s, you stick with all 6s. If you're going to run 8s, run all 8s. It's kind of hard to mix things together. So, but for the rest of the monsters, double chain. Personally, really good card, 1800 beater, and the big is tech choice I personally like is Amelia. Now this card I will explain because not many people I don't think use it. When you summon on the field while you have another Gishki monster, your opponent cannot activate, or that negates the effect of face up, negates all trap effects on the field until the end phase. So even if you can normal summon this card while you have a Gishki on the field, and then no traps can be bottomless or anything like that, only Solemn Judgment. And then after that, you can use her for a ritual summon of a monster, and her effect will still be active. So, really good card. I only really need one to meet the spirit, so one's fine. And then one marker. Sometimes you might have a mirror with no rituals monsters in the graveyard for whatever reason, or you might have a ritual with no mirror in the graveyard. So one marker is fine. You can be easily searched out. So double beast. 3 can be a little cloggy. You really don't like using his effect if you have no monsters in the graveyard already. So use double 2 beasts. Triple Shadow. This card I'll give a short explanation for. Searches out your ritual spell card and then be the whole cost for any ritual summon. I run 3 of those since it searches out the ritual spell card. Dual. You could. I've seen people run 1. I personally like 2. 800 in defense ain't too bad at all. But yeah, it searches out any Gishki monster, so I think 2 is pretty good. Double Abyss. I might switch this to 3, but 2's fine. Once you it can be easily searched out, and once you have one in the graveyard, you can constantly keep abusing it. So I find 2's alright. It works for me. It's not always a great first turn card since it doesn't have much attack. You can abuse it more in the graveyard. Now, double vision. Now, why 2 visions? I know its effect can be the total cost, but I kind of count this card as like 2 ritual monsters. Like if you have Terraforming, you kind of count it as a fields card in general, because then you already have your 5 ritual monsters plus these 2. So technically, you have a total of 7 more or less. So I think 2's fine. I run triple mirror. You don't really need to run triple, but I like the extra security though. Just having one extra one means sometimes if I run double, maybe, I mean, I'm kind of surprised myself, like, oh, I shadow, but no more mirrors in my deck for whatever reason. So that's the only ritual spell card I have. So double salvage. 3 can be a little much. I think 2 is fine. Just add a little consistency and lets you really. Salvage kind of really helps out the deck though. Lets you abuse shadow and vision quite a bit. One Warrior Greed. I really have a love-hate relationship with this card because there's so many times I use this card. So like, oh, I got a bad hand. I use its effect and all of a sudden I draw 3 freaking spell or trap cards. I mean, what's fucking ridiculous? So sometimes it works for me, sometimes it doesn't. I use it very cautiously. So I try to use it unless I don't really like to use it unless I have a backup plan and if I don't draw anything good, which seems to happen a lot for whatever reason. Now more of the staple cards: Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Pot of Avarice, Heavy Storm, and double MST. Don't run 3. 2's fine. And then for the traps, a card everyone should run is I run double Water Art. You can run 3, but I think 2 is more than enough. Plus, lets you look at your opponent's hand. So then Aqua Mirror Meditation, very good card. You only really need 1, since it's very situational. You kind of have to set up for it. But if you reveal a ritual spell card, you can add 2 Gishki cards from your graveyard to your hand. Pretty much like another salvage without the requirement of the attack. So 1 Solemn Judgment, Torrential, Mirror Force, and then double Call of the Haunted, mostly because it lets you get out your ritual monsters, and then also lets you abuse freaking what's his face. Don't remember his name at the moment. Oh, Abyss Dweller. No, Gishki Abyss. There we go. As you abuse him, so. I do have an extra deck, but I don't really feel like showing it. I think extra deck for the deck is pretty much preferenced and what people want to run. I mean, you run Abyss Dweller and probably a lot of water type ones, but I think it's all just preference on your deck build, so I'm not really going to show an extra deck. I'm just going to show you my main deck. There ain't really anything special about it, but I just feel like showing it to everyone. I mean, if anything would take away is probably Amelia. I don't really think people run it a lot, but it's actually a very good card though. So, I mean, if your opponent has a back row and you're afraid of it, I mean, summon Amelia and you're good to free to attack, since when it gets flipped up, its effect gets negated. So, I mean, it's a win-win. But yeah, it's my Gishki deck. Maybe you guys got something out of it that you didn't already have. So.